I went into the kitchen to put the heating on and I've come back with a cup of tea and the heating's still off. Oh well. Suppose we'll just be chilly for this video, that'll be fine. Right, welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. I'm Magpie, this gorgeous specimen of elfhood is Jackdaw, and today we are going to go and see Soldier's Peak. I think I wasn't going to do Soldier's Peak today, I was going to show you something else, but then I realised that my inventory is getting a little bit full with things that I don't want to sell because I can't equip them yet. And I thought I'd nip to Soldier's Peak and get the storage chest, and then I thought just do a video on Soldier's Peak. Why not? I mean, it's one of the DLCs, it's the kind of thing that some people won't have played. So Soldier's Peak is a little DLC mission. What it does is it puts Levi Dryden in your camp. He appears over here. He's not there at the minute because I've already spoken to him. And if you go up and you talk to him, he will tell you the history of his family and about his great-grandmother Sophia, who was a Grey Warden commander in command of a warden fortress high up in the mountains that has been abandoned and lost to time, and he wants to help you reclaim it, and he wants to find out some of his family history, and that is basically it. And once you have spoken to him, it will add Soldier's Peak to the map up here, so we're gonna just nip and take a wee look-see.
And here we are, Soldier's Peak. Maker's breath. Look at the size of her. What a fortress. I told you the map would get us through the tunnels. This place has the stench of death. I expect there's trouble up ahead.
Soldier's Peak. Looks like it's seen better days. Better centuries, more like.
Once the Wardens flourished, their ranks full, their caliber certain. Now they even accept people like you, Alistair.
Hey!
I'll be honest, the only reason I brought Morrigan and Alistair was for that one conversation that they have. Right, yeah, so this is Levi. He's going to follow us around. He's not a companion or anything. He won't fight. He will run and cower every time we encounter enemies, because naturally we are going to encounter enemies. And this is Soldier's Peak, and it's very pretty, and it's got little magical wisps floating around it because it's a big haunted fortress where the veil is thin and demons and the like come through. It's that kind of fortress. And if we head up here, we should trigger a little flashback of sorts.
Fall back! Fall back already!
Taking the peak will not be easy, my lord.
I gave the Wardens one chance to die with honor. Instead, they hole up like cowards. We follow the King's advice then. Starve them out.
But the peak has months of supplies.
Then we wait. When they are too weak to lift their weapons, we will send them to their final judgment.
What was that? Felt a bit woozy there. I'm not mad, am I? You saw it too?
I've heard an Orlesian ballad about something like this. A beauty trapped in a dream. In the song, Belisa never wakes up.
Your prissy friend here is making me nervous, Warden. How's this even possible? The place must truly be haunted.
I could almost hear Morrigan rolling her eyes when Liliana talked then. If you don't have Liliana with you, I believe Morrigan says something about how the veil is thin, possibly. And I can say that the veil is thin because I'm a mage. But yes, this is the kind of quest where it's all about piecing together what happened hundreds of years ago through little flashbacks and little codex entries and things like that. And I enjoy little quests like that. They're definitely one of my favourite types.
The veil?
Yes, the veil is what separates us from the Fade and demons.
Demons? Thank Andraste you came, Warden. After you.
Poor Levi. It's alright, Levi. I am totally sure that these corpses over here are not going to stand up and start attacking us imminently or anything like that. So this is Soldier's Peak. It's very pretty. I find that all of the DLCs are actually very pretty. I mean, the game itself is very pretty. Origins is a very, very pretty game. In fact, despite being the oldest of the three games, it is my favourite design-wise. I mean, it's my favourite in many ways, but it's my favourite design-wise, and Morrigan has levelled up. Would you look at that? My tactics are set at Cone of Cold for any target at short range. That is a terrible idea. That's just going to make me, you know, freeze my friends and stuff like that. Let's change that to... No, I tell you what I need to do. I need to heal my people when they're dying. That's what I need to do. Ally, health. Less than 75? Heal. That's better. That is much less likely to make me kill people. Hang on, what a Morrigan set up. Have I not given Morrigan heal? Wow, I haven't given Morrigan heal. That's That's a bizarre oversight on my part. Okay. Oh, would you look at that? The dead are walking marvellous. Yeah, weirdly, I have not given Morrigan heal yet, so we're at a bit of a disadvantage. I don't know why I haven't given Morrigan heal. I mean, I've levelled her up at least twice, I think. Oh, he resisted my frost. I don't like it when people resist my frost. That's not good. Let's see if I can freeze them without catching Alistair. I can! Marvellous. And I have nobody who has Stone Fist. I really should have brought Win. Oh... Damn you, Morrigan, with your fun dialogue making me bring you and not the useful one. Just heal Alistair, because the poor lad's become a punching bag. Or a pincushion, probably more accurately. Morrigan, I'm going to trust you with the ice blast thing. And I'm going to trust you not to hit Alistair, alright? Do you understand? Don't hit Alistair. Okay. There we go. Good girl. Oh yeah, worth mentioning we are actually playing on Nightmare difficulty right now. I thought that Jackdaw would be a, you know, would live in a nightmarish kind of world. I thought it might be more fun that way. So we are actually on Nightmare difficulty. At least I think we are. Are we on Nightmare difficulty? Yes, we are. Marvellous. I really wish I had someone with Stone Fist right about now. I mean, she's got Shattering Shot, hasn't she? She's used it. Yeah, I think I've got a tactic set up. Yes, she will Shattering Shot. When characters are frozen, that counts as being paralysed. So when you go into your tactics and you have enemy status, you've got charm, blah, 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 blah. Frozen isn't one, it is paralysed. And paralysed includes frozen, I'm petrified, possibly some other things, but I know it includes frozen and petrified. And when a character is frozen or petrified, there are certain abilities that have a chance to shatter them. Stone Fist is one, Shield Bash is another, Shattering Shot is one, and that will it's like insta-kill. It doesn't just take down a bit of their health, it kills them instantly, even if they're at like full health, which is very useful. So it's very good to have your tactics set when you've got mages with abilities that can either freeze or petrify someone. It's a good idea to have each character's tactics set to something that can shatter frozen enemies. So Stone Fist, Shattering Shot, Shield Bash. Maybe some others that I've forgotten about, but those are the ones that I know for certain. What's going on? Am I in a bit of trouble? I'm in a bit of trouble. Right.
Defend yourself!
You're going after Lil. You can go after Lil, that's fine. She should be fine. Yeah, she's okay. She can look after herself, old Lil, can't she? And freezing. Marvellous. Nobody has died yet, but we have more corpses incoming. Because of course we do. Yes, and I have the wonderful ability to steal blood from corpses and restore my own health, which is marvellous. Lil's dying. It's because she's got her bloody swords out. Get your bow out and run away. And I will heal you because I'm very chivalrous. Chivalrous? That thing that means like gentlemanly. And now Alistair... Ah yes, I healed the pretty lady and left Alistair just dying. Sorry about that, Alistair. No, Alistair's gone. Okay. I'm sorry, love, but Lil's prettier than you. Yes, so this is the game on Nightmare difficulty. We haven't even got through the bloody doors yet and we're already dying. Keep Jackdaw alive. He's too pretty to die. Levy, can I give you some advice, darling? When there's archers, don't just stand out in the open right in their eye line, alright, love? I should really have brought Win. It's moments like this I miss my Gollum from the Fade. I liked my Gollum. My Gollum was great.
Now this is more like it.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, Jackdaw. Flippin' heck. Right. You can get up now, Alistair, I think. No, you can't. We're being attacked by more. Maybe Nightmare difficulty wasn't the cleverest idea in the world. Oh, Jackdaw's down.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Okay. There's only 3 of them left, it's fine. Okay, right, we're down to Leliana, but we've almost got them. There's only 1 left. I think this is fine. I have total faith in us. How many health potions did we have at the start of this? It was like 28 or something, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Get him. Come on. Yes, there we go. Leliana saves the day. Thanks for the help, Levy. Well, I think that went very well, actually. You know, in the time it took to do that opening battle, my tea has gone from hot to mildly tepid. Oh, right. So, got some small injuries to fix. That's fine. But Lil survived. It's very rare that Liliana is the last one standing. Okay, important thing to note before you go into the castle. In the courtyard, if you go up here, towards here, there is a statue. If you click on the statue...
As you desire.
You get a new quest, Ancient History. And you get a codex entry. History of Soldier's Peak Chapter 1. The Grey Warden base at Soldier's Peak was built in the middle of the Glory Age, several decades after the Second Blight was ended. Before then, Grey Wardens in Ferelden would take up residence in castles and forts that belonged to generous nobles. Warden Commander Gaspar Asturian desired a fortified headquarters where his forces could train and live. He planned that Soldier's Peak would be a city unto itself. The defeat of the Darkspawn and the Archdemon was fresh in the minds of the Ferelden people, and many were willing to donate gold to build Commander... Is that Asturian? I'm going to say that's Asturian. Asturian's fortress. Soldier's Peak was fully completed within 10 years and dedicated to the Maker in 934 glory. So, Ancient History is a little side quest. It is the only side quest in the Soldier's Peak DLC. It's not a difficult side quest or anything. You just have to pick up a load of codex entries and then you get a special cache. But you have to complete it before the end of the DLC, because once this DLC is over, you will be able to access the courtyard again, but you can't get back into the castle, so you have to do it when you're here actually playing the main story. So that's the statue that triggers it. Make sure you get that before you go inside, because once you come back out again, you won't be able to go back in. So we can now head into the fortress.
The men's morale is low. My spells are of no use in this matter, Commander.
There is more to leading men than sorcery, Avernus. I will remind them that they're wardens. Men, I won't lie to you. The situation is grim. Our forces outnumbered, our bellies empty, and our hearts are sagging. But we are wardens! Darkspawn flee when they hear our horns. Archdemons die when they taste our blades. So are we to bend knee to a mere human despot? No! I, for one, will never give up! I, for one, will never surrender just to dance on Arlen's gallows. So I propose here and now, in these hallowed halls where generations of our brethren stood vigil against darkspawn and evil, that we send a message to that fat bastard. In this sacred place, proud men, strong men stood defiant, and would rather die than submit to tyranny.
So brave, even when starving, and my great-great-grandmother stood with them.
Yes, so that was Levy's great-great-grandmother, who was the Warden Commander of the Keep here, and those were just little flashbacks that we can use to piece everything together. Yes, King Arland was a tyrant.
Not much is known of King Arland. The War of Succession that followed his death, now that was a piece of work. Lasted nearly a decade, and almost burned Denerim and the palace to the ground. Loads of history was lost, but maybe there's answers to that inside. But I've gabbed enough. Lead on, my friend.
Yeah, so I mean, you can kind of piece it together if you use a bit of common sense. That, you know, Arland was a tyrant and she was mustering the wardens. You can sort of piece together what happened. And if we go over here, there's a statement of defiance. This poster reads, "On these grounds, virtuous men stood against a tyrant. They stood defiant and stood for freedom, and they died." It's signed by Grey Warden defenders who were besieged by King Arland's forces, and you can read all of their names if you so desire. Right, now, we burned through a good number of health potions just in that opening battle, and we haven't even got into the fortress proper yet, so we're gonna just, you know, see what happens when we get in here. Oh, an arcane horror, marvellous, exactly what I needed. And some rage demons too, brilliant. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll take out the rage demons first, because I can just freeze them to death.
Finished.
And yeah, that almost got him marvellous, so we'll do the same to that one. We just make him a bit vulnerable to frost, and then we just freeze him, and he's coming right for me. That's not very nice. Okay, that did us better than the courtyard did. We're all right. Okay. Apparently we're better against demons than we are against skeletons, which is fair enough. Oh, I can see them. I can see them walking around. That's a bit creepy, actually. I can just see them. Right, note.
All right.
Alruin and his entire family have been slaughtered, even the children. The Ruin line is no more, and the Arling belongs to the crown for now. Arland believes that Ruin was plotting against him. Ruin criticised the king's spending on Wintersend. That is all. It was an idle word spoken out of turn. The king goes too far. His brain is filled with madness, and he clings to the crown like a drowning man clutches at a straw. Sophia, I beg you, help us. If nothing is done, more will suffer. Your humble servant, Wolf. Yeah, so the Arls were asking the Grey Wardens for help against the king, which of course is against everything that the Grey Wardens stand for. They don't get involved in politics and things like that. But if we go through here, there's some more skeletons. That's not good. I'm not good with skeletons, apparently.
I'm hurt. I need help.
You're hurt, you need help. Well, if you will go running into the middle of the battle... Oh! You've been shot through the heart. Yes, I would say that is a small problem. Well, drink some magic health potion, and you'll be fine. Marvellous. You can get up now, Jackdaw. It's fine. Would you believe Nightmare mode? Genuinely challenging. Who'd have thought? Right. Lael, can you unlock that chest for me, darling? Of course you can, you're wonderful. And another note over here.
Delighted.
A plea from Commander Athlar. Who was Commander Athlar? Right, soldier speak is more than we bargained for. There is sinister magic at work here. The men are seeing things and cannot tell nightmares from reality. The fallen return to life to attack again and again, and we are assaulted by dark creatures the likes of which I have never seen. Whoever is responsible is intent on destroying us all, the King's army and the Grey Wardens both. Send help, we cannot last much longer. I'm assuming this is the commander who was attacking the fortress. So yes, dark forces have been unleashed. My tea has gone very cold now. Dark forces had been unleashed. And now we've ended up with a giant haunted fortress. Hey guys, you alright? Oops, that wasn't very friendly now, was it? I got overconfident because I went through the Circle Tower on Nightmare, I went through the Fade on Nightmare, I went through, Ostagar and Lothering and all of that on Nightmare. None of that caused me any trouble, but Soldier Speak apparently a bit of a spike in difficulty. I actually got through the Fade faster with Jackdaw than I did with Elia in the Fade video that I did. I got through way faster with Jackdaw, just because he's a mage and mages are incredibly strong.
Poor bastard.
Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. I thought Levy was a bad guy for a minute there, but he's not. I think that's all of them. Okay. Heavy metal shield. I believe that is a Grey Warden shield. I'm not sure if Alistair has enough strength to equip it. Yes, he does. Yes, that's a Grey Warden shield. That's the one I usually have Elia have on, but since I'm playing as a mage, I've got no need for it, so Alistair can have it.
And so I shall.
So that book was the second codex entry that you need for the Ancient History quest. As he approached his 60th year, rumours swirled that the corruption in Warden Commander Asturian's blood was beginning to take its toll. According to reports from that time, the commander experienced terrifying waking dreams and heard his name whispered from the dark corners of Soldier's Peak. It is said that how do you reckon we're saying that? Asturian? We'll go with that. Asturian would spend hours locked up alone in the great hall of the base, muttering to himself, though no one was ever able to make out what he was saying. Many also believed that Asturian began in secret to draw up plans to expand his fortress, adding to it hidden passages and alcoves, all to protect himself from the shadows that pursued him. Ooh, like, what's it called, that big house in America? The Winchester House, that's it, the one that's all like mazes and corridors and stuff, because she kept building to it and adding to it because she thought she was being haunted by ghosts and things like that. It's one of the most haunted places in America, that is. I know not a lot about haunted places. I spend a lot of my time watching paranormal videos on YouTube. Don't worry about it. Yes, no one knows whether Asturian was able to complete his project, for his deterioration had become obvious to anyone who spent any amount of time with him. He was quickly replaced by Warden Commander Frida Halwick. Asturian was taken to Orzammar, where he submitted to the calling, the last rite of the Grey Wardens, and went to his death with honour. But yes, that is the second codex entry that you need for that quest. You need to get all 4. So if we go... Ancient History. Learn more about the history of Soldier Speak. You've discovered another piece of the puzzle. There must be more to this. I believe there's 4 codex entries that you need to pick up. You need to get them all, and then you can unlock a secret cache thing. So there was the statue out in the courtyard, and then there is that book in the corner of this room, and then over here we have the Archivist's book. which should trigger another flashback.
The door won't hold, Archivist.
Almost done. The truth must be told.
What does it matter? We're dead.
Our grand rebellion so close. And to die here, a stillbirth.
We never should have done it. Wardens aren't supposed to oppose kings and princes.
Should we stand idly by?
Another one. Rebellion? What's this about a rebellion? If only the book weren't burned.
Well, I think we can piece it together perfectly fine on our own. Yes, so, you know, the king was a tyrant and the wardens joined the rebellion. And then if we go up to the second floor, I believe we're going to get attacked by a lot of things again. No, we're not getting attacked by anything. There's just creepy magic stuff going on. Ooh.
Make them pay for every inch, men! Hold the flank! Avernus, we need you!
Nelate opus Sivan.
Andraste's blood! What?
More Avernus! Whatever it takes! Press them! Press them now!
No! I command you, fight the king's men!
Fool! So much death, suffering, and oh yes, blood. The veil is torn now. Your soul is mine, Avernus.
Acolytes, retreat now! The battle is lost!
Avernus!
What just happened? Oh no, more fighting.
Yes. So not only did the Wardens join the rebellion, but they summoned demons in order to do it, and if you've ever played Dragon Age, you will know that that never ends well. That is apparently a rage demon. It looks rather like an abomination to me, but alright. Yes, there is a trick to this battle, and I'm just trying to remember what it is. I believe that these guys will heal him, so we have to take them out first. I think that that's what's going on here. So if we just tackle them. Yes, you can see they are shooting things at him. Oh, I'm dead because I was too busy watching the skeletons. Yes, you can see that they're shooting things at him. I believe they're healing him. I'm just gonna go and deal with them if I can. And Morrigan still doesn't have heal. That's still annoying me. Right. Yes, because he's back at full health, you see. Right. He should not be able to heal himself anymore, although I have a feeling he does summon more of them, so we'll keep an eye on it. Not going to freeze anyone there, am I? No. Fine. Jackdaw's been a bloody wimp throughout all of this, hasn't he? Just died in every battle. Right. Still don't have heal. I keep looking for heal and I don't have it. Right, we're down to 16. I can't remember how many we started with, but I'm pretty sure it was like 28 or something. Right. Was that it? I think that was it. Marvellous.
The Wardens summoned demons.
Yes, they did.
Can't believe it. And my grandmother, she knew.
Now then. Yes, I did mention last time that Jackdaw here, little bit morally ambiguous. That's how I'm playing him. I'm playing him to just be a little bit, you know, he's very lovely and everything, but he has some questionable morals. So I reckon he would say anything it takes to win.
I believed that my family was better than that. But answers may lay up ahead.
Of course, that was a stupid thing to say because she didn't win. In fact, it actually destroyed her. But, you know. Anyway. Oh, Winter's Breath. Let's have a look at Winter's Breath. I can't remember how good Winter's Breath is. Well, I can't equip it because I don't have enough magic. 25 cold resistance, 15 cold damage, radiates cold. I mean, it's alright. I mean, the Enchanter's staff is actually, I would argue, maybe at least on a par with it. I mean, with that I get 5% cold damage, 5% fire damage, and 5% electricity damage. 10% spirit resistance and 1 magic. I'll think about that. I think, if nothing else, Morrigan can have it. Is this an Illuvian? No, it can't be, can it? No, surely. It must just be... Ooh, that would be an interesting plot twist though, wouldn't it? If there was an alluvion in Soldier's Peak. Interesting. Right. Okay, do we have anything else going on in here? No, I think we're fine. Let's just loot this dead warden. He had a mushroom on him. Marvellous. And a lesser health potion. That's probably going to come in handy. I'm dying far more than I thought I would. I've just been to get another cup of tea and I've still forgotten to put the heating on. Also got a peanut butter sandwich, so I'm just going to have that now. I'll be with you in a minute. Yeah, the only reason I'm drinking all of this tea is because the milk goes off tomorrow and it needs using up. Normally I'd have orange juice. I'm nearly finished my sandwich now. I'll be 2 minutes. I put a bit too much peanut butter in it, it's a bit difficult to chew. Now I just need to have some tea to clear it. Oh, my tea's hot, fucking hell. Alright. Alright. Okay. Right. It'll go cold nice and quickly though, since I forgot to put the friggin' heating on. Okay. So, through here. And we... Ooh, more skeletons. Okay, I should have expected that, really. Hey, Lil stunned him before he could hit me. That was marvellous. Thank you, Lil. You're lovely. Where's Morrigan gone? Oh, she's hiding on the stairs. Okay. Whoops. And now she's frozen. That's unfortunate. Was that you? Did you just freeze Morrigan? Considering it's usually Morrigan freezing our friends, I think that's a nice little bit of poetic justice. Okay. Just disorient him, and then weaken him, and then freeze him a bit more. These guys are really strong. Okay. Lyrium. And then heal Alistair, and then actually you can have some health bullets as well. Yeah, this one's really tough for some reason, I'm not sure why. There we go, no one died. Marvellous. Okay, yes, we have a creepy shrine, and we have some raspberry jam, and this is the 3rd codex entry that you need for that little side quest, which is... After what did I say? Asturian. After Asturian's death, the rumours and theories became increasingly outlandish. One of the more ridiculous rumours told of I've forgotten what I've just said. Asturian's infatuation with an elven princess of Lore, whom he was trying to resurrect in a secret ritual chamber through the use of blood magic, and the princess's favourite food, raspberry jam. Warden Commander Frida Halwick launched a thorough investigation into Asturian's secret plans, but was unable to uncover any evidence that anything in Soldier's Peak had been changed. It's bloody peanut butter, it's sticking my teeth together. Commander Halwick declared that the rumours about Asturian were a slight on his memory, and that anyone found repeating them would be harshly punished. The stories were thus silenced. And apparently we got all of that from a bottle of raspberry jam. Okay then, so yes, that's the 3rd codex entry that you need. 4th one is up in Thingy's tower, I believe, but before we go and talk to him, we're going to head in here. Save my game. And look who's waiting for us.
Step no further, Warden. This one would speak with you.
So, Sophia Dryden, looking remarkably well considering that she's several thousand years old and possessed by a demon. We can just attack her, but it is more interesting if we speak to her first.
This one is the Dryden, Commander, Sophia. All these things.
Grandmother?
You have slain many of the demon ilk to get here. This one would propose a deal.
Yes, so... there are several outcomes to Soldier's Peak. I looked them all up before I did this because I thought I would just, lay them out for you nice and simply, and I looked them up on the wiki and I found a confusing mess of bullet points and potential outcomes, and it would take far too long to go through them all in detail, so I will just link the wiki page for you if you're interested. But there are 3 main outcomes. Because there is Sophia here, and there is Avernus up in his tower, who we saw in that little flashback, resurrecting the demons. He's still alive as well, but he's not possessed. So those are your 2 main antagonists. By the end, either they are both dead, or one of them is dead. They can't both be alive because they will attack each other. So either they are both dead, or one of them is dead. One of the fun things about Soldier's Peak is there isn't really a good and a bad option. There are several options that are a little bit shall we say, tread the line between good and evil. And as I have mentioned, Jackdaw here is going to be a little bit morally ambiguous, and I tried to figure out before doing this which option is the most morally ambiguous. Because keeping Avernus alive can be a little bit questionable, for various reasons that we will find out. But keeping Sophia alive, who is literally a demon-possessed corpse, that is incredibly questionable. Because not only do you keep her alive, but you actually set her free at the end if you decide to spare her. So, which brings about some minor consequences in Dragon Age 2, which is quite cool. But Sophia is offering us a deal. You can accept that deal. I believe that both Leliana and Alistair will have major issues with this, but they'll go along with it. Yes, why should I trust a demon?
What is one woman-child compared to your might? Strike me down if my terms offend. A fool this one would be to betray the Warden.
Okay, fine, tell me about your deal.
You can't be serious. There's nothing left of Commander Dryden. She's possessed.
Your fledgling should mind its place. Meek, subservient, quiet. This one will answer your question. The Soldier's Peak traps me. This one sees so many tantalizing places in the Dryden's memories. This one would see the world herself. For me to be free, into the Old Mage Tower you go and destroy. In return, this one seals the veil. No more demons, no more enemies. Your peak would be safe. Just let this one go into the world.
I've just had a terrible thought. Lil isn't going to attack me if I agree to this, is she? Like, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. I know there are certain decisions in the game that she will attack you for. One of which in particular may end up happening in the future, but I need to train Zevran up first. Okay. Yes, let's just clarify what I'm actually destroying here.
The magics, all moving things, the very stone if you have the power. Something inside keeps my kind locked away.
Okay, so there's something in the tower that is keeping her here and she wants to be free. Fair enough, and what will you do if I free you?
This one will roam, this one will see, this one will feed. But without me, the veil will grow weaker. More demons, more misery. You choose just one of my kind, or many.
Yeah, so this is where the alternate options come in. So, you can persuade her to sweeten the deal. And if your persuade is high enough, which I believe mine should be, hopefully, you will get an extra reward, which I think is basically just gold. I think it's like 8 sovereigns or something you get. If you go for the persuade lie option and tell her to first seal the veil, if your persuade is high enough, she will seal the veil first, and then you can go and deal with Avernus, and then you can decide which one of them you actually want to side with. And then that last persuade option is the same. So, I mean, you've got the persuade lie option, which is, oh yes, seal the veil first, and then I'll do my part, I promise, and then you can just attack her. Or you can stick with the actual persuade option, which is first seal the veil, and then I really will go and kill Avernus. So let's see if we can persuade her to sweeten the deal, because like I say, Jackdaw, old Jackdaw's a bit dodgy, and as much as he's lovely and charming and everybody loves him, he's a little bit...
Your kind likes gold, yes? This one knows of all hidden places. If you help, this knowledge is yours. You only must destroy. For your purpose, there is nothing more you need.
Okay, that sounds fair enough to me. Then I am off to break the tower because you've offered me money, and that's good enough for me.
Good. Nothing must live. Gnash stone with teeth if you can.
Okay, nobody's attacked me, nobody has even disapproved. I think that's because I haven't actually done anything yet. Like, I can change my mind once I get into the tower. But, Lil, if we're still on speaking terms, darling, can you go and open that chest for me? Marvellous. Okay, and there's a book here, that's interesting. Sophia Dryden's journal. The real Sophia Dryden, presumably, not the demon. Right, it is done. The nobles have thrown their lot in with Arland. Arland, the snot-nosed man-child. Arland, who did not walk till he was in his 5th year. Arland, who had to be pried off his nursemaid's breast not 2 years ago, or so it is whispered. The Terns and the Arls believed him to be a simpleton and easily led, but I have seen something in the boy's eye, and it terrifies me. This sounds a bit like, what's his name from The Witcher? Radovid, the mad one. I watched the summer day processions from a room high in Fort Draken. The regent has me for treason when my only guilt is of being true to my country and my heart. My guard's tongue was easily loosened with a gift of a ruby ring, and I am told that the bands are fighting against my sentence. I shall pray, but not hope, that it will be anything but the gallows for me. So that's interesting. She was actually in Denerim, and she was imprisoned. I'm not sure I've ever actually bothered to read these codex entries, to be honest, or if I have, I've forgotten about them. The draft was like bitter fire, but I survived. Weep for me, I survived. Would that they had made a clean end for me. I should have died a lady, the greatest of the Dryadens, not lived to become this nothing, this monstrous nothing. Enough, I shall waste no more time with wretched womanish lamentation. Death would have been easy, but fate saw fit to spare me, and I will seize upon this chance. The Grey Wardens are an army, and the old commander is weak, a wisp of a man. I will inspire the Wardens, and Arlen will rue the day he spared my life. Ah! I see, so she was... Okay, it looks like she was against the king, or she was speaking out against the king or something, and because he was a nutjob who was incredibly paranoid and tyranty, he just locked her up for it. And then, rather than being killed, she was given to the Wardens. Oh, that's interesting. Like I say, I'm not sure I've ever bothered to read this before. I mean, I probably have. I think I've read most of the codex entries, but, you know, there's a lot of codex entries in Dragon Age. I can't be expected to remember all of them. Right. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Okay, off to the tower. Yes, and if you want to know how I'm rationalising Jackdaw deciding to just let a demon go, I've decided that Jackdaw is a lover of chaos. Jackdaw is the kind of child who poked the hornet's nest just to see what would happen. He just likes unleashing horror and havoc just for the fun of it, just to watch and just to see. He's that kind of person. He's not evil. He's irresponsible. And he's possibly cruel, possibly heartless, but he's, you know, I mean, I had to make him likeable because I have to like my Warden, so he's charming, and he's, you know, suave, and but when you get to his core, he's not somebody to be trusted. Actually, all of my mages have been along the similar lines, in Origins anyway. My mages are, actually no, even in the other games, actually, my mages tend to be a bit, not evil, but just a bit, you know, iffy, I think. Okay, there's traps there, so we're going to try not to... Right, Lil, if you can get your bow out. And Alistair, if you can just try not to... In fact, hang on a minute. Just everybody stay still, nobody move. Let them come to us, and then we won't get stuck in the traps, you see? Marvellous.
Right ahead.
Lil's got her swords out again. I have no idea why. Lil, why do you always get your bloody swords out? Okay. I mean, I do have her set to Archer. See? Archer. Which should mean that she keeps her bow out most of the time. I mean, I know she switches to her swords whenever somebody's attacking her with melee, but he wasn't. He was frozen. Whatever. Yes, if you could just steal some delicious blood from him, that would be marvellous. Alistair, don't run over the traps. Okay. Okay. Right, everybody else stay still. Just gonna move him through. One of the things that annoys me about Origins, I've noticed that I keep talking about things that annoy me about Origins. Very little annoys me about Origins. I do love Origins, but one of the little things that annoys me is that your rogue detects traps. Right? Now, I can almost forgive the rest of your team then sort of accidentally walking over them anyway. But even your rogue who has detected them will just walk over them if you're not controlling them. Like, Leliana, if I made her get her swords out right now and sent her off running over there without actually controlling her, she would probably walk over these traps, despite the fact that she is the one who has detected them. That makes no sense to me. But anyway. Okay, Malthus, now, if everybody just stays exactly where they are, and then we can go and disable all of these. And to be honest, it's not people getting caught in the traps that bothers me so much, because that's not really a major problem, not with little bear traps anyway. But it's more the fact that you then lose the XP from disarming them if somebody sets them off. And it's 40 XP, it's not to be sniffed at. Yes, and this was the bridge that we could see from down in the courtyard. It's actually a real shame that you can't get back into the castle after you've done the quest, because it's a really nice castle. I would have liked it if they'd done something like they'd got it all fixed up and stuff, and there were people walking around in it and things like that. That would have been great. because Levy moves his family in after you've cleared the castle out, and they're all milling around the courtyard and stuff, but it would have been really cool if you could still get in and talk to them and stuff, but you can't. Anyway, Avernus's Tower. Right, yes, Avernus's Tower, alchemical concoction, we'll get to that in a moment. Ability notes.
Day 32. The subject is not responding to the stimuli. Testing the pain threshold has uncovered nothing. Only 3 subjects are left. Day 82. If only I could reproduce last night's extraordinary success. Electricity is only a catalyst. The blood is the key. Day 97. Energy and blood. Repeated applications have duplicated the results. I conjecture that success can be induced alchemically. But there are no more subjects left. If only I had 1 more, or a dozen. The things I could do.
Yes, so Avernus is your typical mad scientist who does terrible things with good intentions. And then we have an alchemical concoction. Now then, if we click on this, a noxious potion appears to be the culmination of Avernus's horrific research. It promises to unlock the hidden potential of the tainted blood you drank during the joining. So, you can destroy it, leave it alone, or you can drink it. If you drink it, you will gain an ability. I believe it is a different ability depending on what your class is. Each class gets a different one, I believe. And they are very similar to the blood magic abilities, which is you basically sacrifice some of your own health. Yet you sacrifice some of your own health as though it were stamina or mana. But there is no drawbacks to drinking the vial, so we may as well just drink the vial. Pain racks your body, but there is power in this pain and a hint of understanding. You have access to new abilities. And Levy was judging me there, and I got an achievement for that. That's not because I've never done it before, that's because I've installed Dragon Age on a new computer recently, so all of my achievements were reset. Yes, I now have the power of blood, so... Dark Sustenance. A self-inflicted wound lets the mage draw from the power of tainted blood, rapidly regenerating a significant amount of mana, but taking a small hit to health. So you can trade your mana for health, and Bloody Grasp. The mage's own tainted blood becomes a weapon, sapping the caster's health significantly, but inflicting spirit damage on the target. Darkspawn targets suffer additional damage for a short period. So yes, interestingly, there is actually no drawback at all to drinking the vial. You may as well just drink the vial. Or at least no drawback that we've discovered as of yet. It is actually an option in the Dragon Age Keep. You can put in whether you drank the vial or not, which makes me think that it may become a consequence at some point, but as far as I can tell, it doesn't actually have any impact on anything that happens in Inquisition or anything. You just gain some fun new abilities, so you may as well drink it. Unless you're, want to destroy it for role-playing purposes, you may as well just drink it. Particularly as I'm playing, as I said, morally ambiguous character, the kind of person who would go, ooh, magic potion that's going to make me even more powerful, yes, I'll have some of that, please. So, let's go through here, and we should find... there he is.
I hear you. Don't disrupt my concentration. Even now, the demons seek to replenish their numbers. Are you to thank for this welcomed but temporary imbalance?
Yes, so Avernus is still alive, interestingly, not only having survived old age, but having survived the calling, which is the thing that never fully gets explained, how he's actually managed to survive the calling, because he is like centuries old at this point. So I can just attack him, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk to him a bit first, because it's a bit interesting.
Only just. I have only a short time left.
Careful. This man has dabbled in matters forbidden by the Maker. He may look frail, but don't trust him.
So the Maker told you that, did he? Short-sighted men have forbidden my research, not any god. Enough. Why are you here? What is your intent?
He does not even seem remotely surprised that a bunch of people have just turned up after all of this time. Yes, I'm here to recover the Grey Warden's base.
An admirable goal. But in order to achieve this, the demons must be cut off forever.
Which means we need to repair the veil, because it is torn, because you tore it by bringing demons through. Yes, I've seen your experiments.
They were necessary. Any tool, any iota of information that could defeat the fell demons was justified. As a warden, you should know that.
Necessary. Having to relieve yourself after an 8-hour ride is necessary. But there's no excuse for summoning demons.
Charming.
Alistair sounded like someone's nanny there or something. There's no excuse for summoning demons. Now brush your teeth and go to bed. Yes, how do you know I'm a warden?
A combination of my research and blood magic. But even without that, who else would brave Soldier's Peak?
That's fair enough. Yes, what was the purpose of your experiments?
To stop the demonic tide, to correct the miscalculations of the past. Blood magic comes from demons. They could counter every bit of law I knew. But the Darkspawn taint, that is alien to them. And it has power. The Wardens use it merely to sense Darkspawn. A triviality. My research has discovered so much more, hinted at even greater heights. This knowledge could not only save Soldier's Peak, with it the Wardens could grow even more powerful.
Oh, I want this to be expanded on so much. I really want to know what the power is that the Wardens could unlock. I want to know all about the taint and everything. I really hope this is something that comes up in Dragon Age 4, because we've got all of like the mystery surrounding Weishaupt and what's going on in Weishaupt. I am so much more interested in Weishaupt than I am in, you know, the other big thing that I'm not going to say in case you haven't played it. But like I don't really care about him. I just want to know what's going on in Weishaupt. Because I really want to know like all of the secrets of the Wardens and the taint and all of that stuff. Now, if you persuade him that he is wrong and he's no better than the demons, what will happen is he will agree to let you decide his fate. Now, that's only really relevant if you actually side with him over Sophia, because after Sophia is dead, you can decide what to do with him. You can either let him carry on his experiments, you can tell him to carry them on humanely, or you can let him carry them on inhumanely, although I don't know how he does that because there's nobody here for him to experiment on, or you can banish him, or you can execute him. Those are your choices. However, I'm siding with Sophia, because like I say, Jackdaw, a little bit dodgy, so I'm not even going to bother trying to persuade him.
So be it. My only request, if justice or vengeance drive you, stay your hand until the demons are dealt with.
Well, neither of those drive me, darling. I'm going to kill you just for the sake of it. So, attack.
My body may be frail, but my sorcery is not.
Okay. Oh, lots of corpses. That's just what we need, isn't it? Right. He's also set up wards, which is not great. Okay. Well, I think me and Morrigan both gang up on him a little bit. We should hopefully... Yeah, we can take him down quite easily. Morrigan, don't run through the wall. I don't know what it's going to do to you. Do you think this is a good time to try Bloody Grasp? I mean, my health's already quite low. It might not be... Sapping the caster's health significant. No, slightly, not significantly. Slightly. How much do you reckon is slightly? Ah, screw it. What's the worst that could happen? Right. Oh! Slightly was quite a lot. Okay. You walked through the glyph of paralysis. I told you not to do that, you flipping... Right, okay. Just heal her nice and quick. Nice and quick. Okay. We can take out Avernus. These bloody skeletons are going to be what finish us off, aren't they? Right, you just finish him off. Okay. And then drink some more health. Right, Lil, you can drink some health as well. Getting short on the old health, and we've got some demons to kill after this. Right. We should be alright. We should be okay. Is that the last one? No. There's some archers need taking care of, because of course there is. Right. Okay, marvellous. Nobody died. Excellent. And if we go and loot Avernus, see what he's got in Robes of Avernus. Let's have a look. I don't often kill Avernus, so I don't really know. Robes of Avernus. 3 willpower, 3 armor, improves blood magic. Ooh. Now that's not terribly useful right at this moment, but it may become useful. 3 willpower is much better than 2 dispel power. Okay, I'll put his robes on. Oh, his robes aren't as pretty though. I mean, the Archon robes are pretty. Okay, we'll go for practical over pretty. But that's a shame. I liked my pretty robes. Plus, I become so little and spindly in these robes. I mean, I put the Archon robes on. And look at me, I become a god. Marvellous. Put the Avernus's on and I become all little and spindly again. And I believe that corpse is the last codex entry we need. Yes. So that is the last codex entry you need for that quest. And if we have a wee read. There was one mystery, however, that persisted. And this mystery perplexed even Commander Halwick himself. When Commander Asturion went to his calling in the Deep Roads, he did not have in his hand his sword, Asturion's might, forged for him by the Dwarven smiths, and presented to him upon the completion of Soldier's Peak. Nor did he pass the sword on to his successor or to any other Grey Warden. While some maintained that Asturion had simply destroyed the sword in his dotage, others believed that he had stashed it away somewhere in Soldier's Peak. One young warden claimed that Asturion had once grabbed him by the shoulders, fixed him with an unwavering gaze, and said, "The sword will remind you what it is to be a warden. Speak your oath to me. When the shadows come, you must speak the words." What this was supposed to mean was never made clear. Well, I think we might be able to figure that out soon enough. But first, we're gonna go back down and talk to Sophia.
The maelstrom has subsided. The Magus' web is destroyed. This one remembers the deal. Come, follow. Gossamer strands only stand between this world and home. Feel it? So deliciously weak here, so frail. The entire world should be as such. But this one will feed the veil, make it strong. My brethren will not make it easy. Are you ready?
The entire world should be as such. That's a little bit of foreboding there, isn't it? Well, not quite foreboding. That's a little hint, maybe, to what we might find out later on. Right, what is my part in this?
You keep the brethren away from me.
And what will you be doing?
This one will sew the strands together, make lattice with pain, experience, and exquisite agony.
Okay, basically she's gonna fix the veil while I fight demons. So, marvellous, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Then we begin.
Okay. Alright. Everybody just come over here a little bit. Okie dokie. Rage demons. We're good with rage demons. Because if we just weaken them a little bit. And then freeze them. That should work marvellously well. Yes, they're both down. And then just one left to go. Lil, you've got... Just get your bow out, love. Don't go running in. Okay, that was nice and easy. Let's see what's going to happen next. Shades. We can deal with shades. Ash Wraiths. Oh, I'm not so keen on Ash Wraiths. Right. Heal Alistair. Morrigan, you can vulnerability hex him. And then drain life. And you can vulnerability hex. Okay, it would be really useful if you didn't die right now. Okay, what did I just say? God, look how short we are in health potions. We had so many at the start of this.
I think we work well together.
Right, get up. Excellent. So I'm sure there's more. Is there more? Yes, there's a Desire Demon. Well, that's fine. Desire Demons aren't a major problem. Is she on her own? Oh, she's on her own. That should be no problem at all. She doesn't have any kind of backup or anything. Okay. I just froze Alistair. Sorry, Alistair. Okay, I'll just heal you now, darling. That's absolutely fine. Oh, she froze me. Okay. Who's not frozen? Morrigan. Okay, okay. Right. You just... There we go. Now everybody's frozen. It's all fair. You know, it would be great right now. Would be if Morrigan could heal these two. God, why have I not given Morrigan heal? I can't believe that. What's wrong with you? You're in horror. Okay. And now you're dead. That's not good either. Okay, Alistair is now officially taking on a demon by himself. If you manage to pull this off, Sweetness, I will be so impressed. He's actually doing not bad. So long as she doesn't freeze him or anything, he should be pretty... Okay, hit her. Right, stop missing. I'm getting flashbacks of the Golem. Stop missing. Did he just say for the Grey Wardens? After what we've learned here today, I'm not sure that's the best thing he could be shouting. Okay. Yep, take that, sweetness. There we go, we got her. You got her all on your lonesome, Alistair. I'm very impressed. Is that it? That's it. Brilliant. See, we didn't die once. Oh, I am very injured. What have we got? I've got a torn jugular, I've got concussion, and I've got a damaged eye.
And it is done. Your veil is strong. This one has kept its word. Now this one will go. There is much to do.
Yes, so at this point you can completely stab her in the back and kill her if you so desire. However, I'm not going to do that, because with Jackdaw I'm trying to create a bit of a dark world. So, I'm going to let her go, and I am going to hope beyond hope that Lil isn't going to attack me. I don't think she is. But if she does, I might change my mind, because I kind of want to keep her around for a while longer, so we're just going to let her go.
You will never see me again, Warden.
You've done it, Warden. Soldier's Peak is safe again. No matter what she said, I dare say you haven't seen the last of Sophia Dryden. I'm not sure that was the wisest of moves, but there was no proof to redeem my family. For so long, I was focused on the past, on answers. But I think I would have been better off had I stayed at home. Enough of that, though. I find myself at a loss. You've got a whole fortress now. I suppose I should start plying my trade again. I might use the Peak as a base of operations. So many bandits about, but none would dare come here. Nice place to store trade goods. You, of course, will get a sizable discount.
Looks like we're done here. A demonic invasion thwarted, a Warden base safely rescued. We do good work.
We literally let a demon loose. Nobody disapproved. Wow, okay. I was so certain that Lil would disapprove of that at the very least, but no disapproval. She didn't attack me. I call that victory. Okay. So yeah, slightly let a demon loose, but it's fine. We won't have to deal with that until the second game. And I got a level up. That's always welcome. And that only leaves Asturian's portrait. This is the last bit of that little side quest. And if you click on it...
As you desire.
You found an old painting, one dating back to Commander Asturian's times. Perhaps Asturian's history points to this. And if you read that last codex entry, you recite the Grey Warden Oath, and a little cache comes out. And I believe that has Asturian's might in it. And a shadow belt, which is very nice. Oh, I've just realised we didn't get the Warden Commander armour this time because we didn't kill Sophia. That's interesting, because the Warden Commander armour is my favourite armour in the entire game. It's the armour that Elio was wearing during the Fade video. But I'm not a warrior in this playthrough, so I wouldn't have been able to wear it anyway, but I could have given it to Alistair. The Warden Commander armour is quite cool, but because we let Sophia go, we didn't get to have that. And Hidden Stash, can I click on that somewhere, anywhere? Oh, there we go. And yes, we just get 8 gold, which is fine. And that concludes Soldier's Peak, mostly. Once you travel away from Soldier's Peak and then you come back again, you will find that the courtyard has been done up a little bit, and Levy will be here, and you can trade with him. He also has brought his brother, I think, cousin, brother, uncle, something, Mikhail, I think his name is, and he's a blacksmith, and he turns up over there, and you can buy things from both of them. Levy will also be standing next to a storage chest that you can use to store items that you don't want to sell but don't want to be carrying around with you. And Mikhail over there, he sells a lot of Dragonbone armour and stuff. If you fancy yourself some Dragonbone armour, he sells a lot of armour. But what it will also open up is there is a random encounter that you can have while you're travelling the world. Is you find a crushed meteor, and you get some meteorite ore from it, and if you bring it to Mikhail, he will forge a sword for you, which becomes Starfang, and you can either choose a long sword or a great sword. And if you're playing as a warrior, then you can keep it yourself, and then your warden has their own sort of special sword, which I think is quite cool. So that was Soldier's Peak, a little detour from what I had planned originally, but quite a fun one, I think. But Jackdaw and I will leave you now until next week, when we will be unlocking blood magic, I believe. But until then, we shall say farewell. My tea's gone cold again.